Big welcome to you, Aquarius. Today we have, of course, still the Sun in Pisces. And Pisces is connected to the Moon card. And the Moon, as we know, has no light on its own. So when we shine, as the Sun is our ego, right? When we shine with the ego, with our external personality, into a sign that is connected to our subconscious, right? The Moon is that planet that makes us question things, that makes us go beyond of what we know, right? And it's really beautiful to think about these kind of things, right? Because we are sometimes get so stuck in this dimension here with these little itsy things where we're like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. Meanwhile, there's much bigger picture. And of course, there's also much smaller picture, right? So we can actually experience the macro and the microcosm when we connect with these planets, and when we connect with our breath, or when we connect with our body, which is built of millions and trillions of bacteria, and now a little virus is coming and giving us really a wake-up call, right? So I, of course, look into the Sun as well, right? I'm not looking into the other planets because it gets us too much information for like a reading, for a general reading. Though if I would do a reading, right, I would totally also consider on that day, where are the other planets? And so what is the influence right now on me to you when I do this reading? That's really what it's all about, right? If you would do the reading, you pick the cards, you understand, okay, this is the message for me. So here I am, just like a mediator, right, helping you to actually read these cards. So we look, and again, I'm just gonna go quickly through these cards, and I want you to see an evolution here as well. I always start with this one. It's the black and white. It's without black. If we only have black, we don't see anything. If we only have white, we don't see anything. But if we have black and white, there is a story happening. And the Hermetic Tarot was created by the Secret Golden Dawn, and the Secret Golden Dawn was a brotherhood built in 1888, and the number 8 is connected to you, Aquarius, right? So that's why I actually say it. So there is an 888. Check in the description box below what that means. What were you thinking when I just said 888? And then the message through the 888 will come to you when you read down the message to that, right? So they gave the Moon a tower, 2 towers, duality. And again, we have the waning and the waxing moon. We have the wolf and the dog. And we have the scarabæus, a holy beetle, that in Egypt, right, was pretty much looked after because he was so shiny and so iridescent, right? It was beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. So then Mr. Edward Wade, who was in this brotherhood, stepped out and created his own deck that came out in 1910 and became the famous Rider-Waite, right? Rider was the publisher and Wade was Mr. Edward Wade. And his cards became very famous because he was able to make out of Ace to 10 the person. I put the person in there. Before it was just geometrical form with the swords or with the pentacles, right? So each form, right, the two were often just crossed and etc., right, you know. But he actually started to add people in it, a scene in it, and the people were immediately to understand and read through the scene what the number of this card means. Meanwhile, there are planets and again zodiac signs associated to those cards. Then Mr. Aleister Crowley, also a member of this brotherhood, stepped out as well and created also his deck and came out in 1944. So here you see an evolution, right, of people, of men. Here the women were drawing the cards, and so very interesting, right? The man was the light, the white, and the woman was the dark. She was that creative side, and she was able to, or these two women were able to paint the message, right, in these cards. Then we have an native Indian card, and it's beautiful because I have the book here, The Medicine Woman. And the cards are amazing because they really also give you right away the solution, the meditation, right, exercises, what you can do when you get this card. And here we see how the grandmothers are planting the seeds while we're asleep, because that's what's basically the moon is doing. The face is showing the left side and is giving us the information. The grandmothers are giving us the information. And in the dream, right, we do get incredible information about what still is hidden in our subconscious. And so the sun shining in Pisces, or the sun's being stationing in Pisces and shining onto the moon, and the moon being in Aquarius, you can feel that you maybe have dreams, you maybe have intuitions, you maybe have an intuition, right, a susceptibility to these energies. Mystic Mondays, what I like is that she sits here looking up at the moon, and the red hair, the blood flow, right, of the female connection to the menses, to the cycle, right? Then my card, as the yoga position, I created a fish pose, of course, for the Pisces. And of course we have a downward and an upward facing dog. And then I created here this little beetle pushing the sun as that rising, as that ever moving energy going up and down, right? Changing its position on the horizon and thus making the season. Then the symbol itself is that we have created a symbol, we have created a structure, which then becomes the two towers, right? That we want to evolve beyond. When we know something, then we are ready to go to the next level. Then I decided to do it a little different, like the universe behind where we look into, and there's just a window opening into our world, and there's a much bigger window outside. And then I realized I needed to create the season, the days getting slowly again. Now on the 20th of March we have the equinox, right? Where we have equal day and equal night. So then this will be here in the center. Here he looks out into the universe as well, and I want to paint, of course, the wolf looking into the subconscious, looking deep down and where he came from, right? Where he evolved from. And of course it's a very dynamic fish. It's the jumping fish because it feels to me like he jumped out of the ocean. He said, I gotta figure out what's out there, right? I want to see. Right? So that's the beautiful thing about the moon, is that it says, okay, coming out of this subconscious, coming out of this lived energy. Then, of course, the moon in your sign, Aquarius. We're going to look at your cards here as well. Again, I do this evolution. I do this always before the reading. So you can skip this part if you have been with me, right? As you can see, we have the big star in the center, and again, we have 7 little stars circling around. She becomes, from her hips on, she becomes the water. So the star itself over her head, the pentagram, the tree of life, a little bit like, very interesting, like a sculpture. And here again, all the zodiac signs as like a spinning symbol. And the sign of Aquarius, right? Then, of course, we know here, Mr. Weight, 6 circling the big. She's the biggest, so it's above her. And 1 falling, coming down, getting the water. So it's almost like the star becomes this water that we drink. We are the star people, like David Bowie says. So beautiful, right? He used the star a lot. He was an Aquarian, right? So he was able already to tap into this higher dimension. Then here in Mr. Crowley, she gives herself the light so that she can give the light back to the people. And here the planet Uranus. And Uranus is for awakening, liberation, but also being individual. And it's really about that right now. A lot of individualness is happening. There's going to be no more big religions, big groups. It's going to become many, 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 many little groups. Many, many stars are shining up there. Right? And they're all going to do their thing. So there's going to be smaller energies again that are doing quality and not quantity, right? In mass production. It's going to be many, many who do quality in their own way. Each one has another emphasis, right, of how they want. Now, the interesting thing here is that we have the grandfathers here. So there is a couple happening in these 2 days, right? Yesterday I did the German reading. Today I'm doing the English reading. So, and I could feel it, right? I could feel that this is a beautiful couple. These are our ancestors, right? We have to honor our grandmother and our grandfather. And sometimes we have a very special bond with them, right? They are, for some reason, already wise and are able to take you easier than your own parents. Your parents are learning. It's the first time for them. It's the second time that they see, okay, we've done it. And they can do it a little bit more easier. And you feel that, right? So here they give you the seed. They're here to give you their knowledge. And here the grandfather's giving you the water, the wisdom of the stars coming down. And you're able to drink it. And you're able to communicate it to the people. Very, very beautiful, right? So there is a very special energy happening right now up in the sky with these 2 planets together. So that's the grandfather to you, right? And they tell the story. They also tell the story about how the star has come down, has created life. And again, look at the cards, right? You have the masculine framing the feminine, the circular. Very beautiful. Also like that they have put that in there. And my evolution of my card, right? Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So I wanted to have the 7 stars falling down, as I was able to see it here, right? This circle coming down. It's always the stars coming down. Is giving us the energy. It's shining down. It's giving us the water. And when we drink the water, we start to understand where we come from. Our subconscious wakes up. So then I put the hexagram in the center, and here I have this here, this symbol that was here. I put the dots here in the center. That's when the star is transforming more and more into a human, is when we come into this oneness, right? Creating a center. And we are down here, right? Here's our humanness. Then I created the next card a little bit more the infinite 8 symbol in there, which I have here as well, of course. But I wanted to also create the planet. The star itself is then water, one hand on earth, one foot in the water. And so she becomes, the star becomes the ocean, the water. And then I have the last one where I even got into further detail, where I wanted to have here the star becomes almost like standing, and now the star can come down. And again, there's this energy, this 8, right? The number 8 is your number coming down again to the planet here. So that's my evolution, right, of the star card. Then your court card. You have your court card if you're born between January 9th to February 7th. You are the classical King of Swords, right? Very important for you to know. Before that is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Capricorn. And after that is the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces. And so the birthday are these 16 court cards gets divided through the year, and 16, so the date is a little different. Also here I want you to just look through, see and connect to these cards. This is who you are, right? This clear thinking. All kings are connected to air. So you are air and air. And you have the butterflies behind you, the transformation, right? Going through a mental transformation, but also physical. Then there are not kings yet, right? He, of course, made him a king, but you are the prince of the chariots of the winds. And today is quite a little windy. Then here, Aleister Crowley is, I'm not so crazy about it. I don't know why. Then here you are, the completion of the arrows. She telling the story, so there is now a yellow here, right? Meanwhile, he was, of course, there's no color in this one, but here there's more this light blue color. They're telling the stories, right? And then you are Osiris, right? The god of the death, where they put the feather on the scale to see how you behaved, to see what have you done in the life, and if you can go into the afterlife, right? Good, so Aquarius, on your days, it's lighter, even though there might be clouds in the air. You need sunglasses sometimes, right? Because it's blinding. So with Pisces, it feels water and air coming together. And of course, we like to eat fat or oils or nuts or avocado. We're like drawn to eat that, and you like to eat that as well. Your planet, as I said, is Uranus, and you are connected to the endocrine system, so it's also beautiful for you to understand all your hormones, which are then connected to the glands, and the glands are the chakras in yoga, right? So It's really important for you that you know that. Your body parts on a physical level are the calves, right? Lower. Your rebellion, you're distant, utopian. You like to be in the truth, very important for you to be truthful. You have a lot of ideas. Sometimes you're a little bit too much in your head because you're air and air, right? So you might be, yeah, a little bit out there. You're very much free and fight also for liberation. You're unconventional. You need a purpose. You need a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, you feel like, what's the use, right? So that's why a lot of Aquarians love to be in science. And science is like knowledge, and when we have knowledge, we have power, right? The more knowledge we have, the more power we get over other people. So you are definitely someone that goes for the freedom, because you understand through the scientific part, right? Maybe you also into spirituality, but you have a hard time accepting spirituality. It's very interesting. It's almost like an oxymoron happening here with like everybody's like the age of Aquarius, right? So the esoteric people are using you now as that liberation of the age of Aquarius. Meanwhile, you not really into this esoteric stuff, right? So just saying. Death or transformation, Scorpio. But as you can see, there's a star inside of this hood. So there you are, right? You're letting go big, big, big time. I see this transformation. It's funny. Every time I start thinking about, oh, let me do the reading, right? I only do one reading a day because I want to take my time. I want to be prepared. I meditate before, so I'm really like clear. And that's why I have my eyes closed at the beginning of the video, right? I meditate, and then when I feel I'm there, I put the video on, and it takes me a little moment to come out of it, right? But I felt today to put on this blouse. It's like a cowboy blouse, but I added these shiny part also in the back, right? And it feels like the pink, right, and the red. Anyway, so I feel like you went through a huge transformation by letting go, and Scorpio is letting go about how love should be, how you think love. It's the King of Cups. It's also King here. But water, and he's in the middle of the ocean. He's deep, 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 deep inside, right? Well, you deep, deep, deep inside of the universe. So here he is. This card is saying you did go and let go of the physical. You dive deep down and you arrived at yourself, at this star card, right? It's beautiful. And this transformation, depending on what is coming after, of course, is never really literally death. And even death is a transformation, right? If you get into near-death experiences, you start realizing there is no death. There is literally just transformation. Okay, so we have a whole stack that came down. You let go so that you can now be a guardian or a steward for the earth, right? The 7 is a high spiritual number, is the crown chakra. The 7 is that understanding that we must have to support the growth of a seed. A seed is that beginning, is that understanding. Now, if I put these cards next to each other, you see that you have, through letting go, emotionally, physically, I mean all levels, letting go, you got deep within, and then you were able to connect deep within you to these roots, to a new growth. And it's not the Ace of Pentacles, it's already the 7, which is almost saying, through the meditation, through this number 7, you have understood a cycle. You have understood that there is more to this planet, to this living experience, than just working and sleeping and eating and working and sleeping and eating, making money, etc., etc., right? You are now seeing how he is attending the earth, right? And it's Saturn in Taurus, and Saturn is a discipline, is taking care of, is being there for the earth, for the growth of the life, right? And it continues. You see how it's going to the next card. And what is the next card? Wow, look at that. And yes, it's continuing. You see this? So it's really beautiful. At the beginning you think like, what are all these dots? And then when you put the cards, these dots sometimes are the connection to another card. So you can read these cards almost like, yes, there is always a connection to any card, right? With these dots. So here it continues that you can now laugh and understand, because this is Taurus. And you can understand here that it's exactly coming back to you. You let go so that you can go deep within you, understand the cycle of like what's up needs to go down, what's down needs to go up, and the understanding of black and white, that they both need it. The light needs the dark and the dark needs the light. So here you have the dots connecting, and here you have the dots connecting as well to go up this ladder as a spirit and understand something very profound. So let's see. There is a message coming to you. There is a message coming to you, is coming down. You didn't even have to go down here anymore. You passed, you even surpassed this. You see that? You even said, no, I don't need to, as Taurus, come as a human. Maybe you go in this spiritual, in this meditation. You are understanding a cyclical energy. What is coming after that? Wow, you see that? And this is, of course, the judgment, right? This is, of course, an understanding again that when you hear, you are liberated. You are like the soul, free. Like I said, you're free. You like to be free. Look at this. This is so powerful. You see that? The dots. And then you're free. Here, this is this. And the same thing here, right? This light, look at here, the roots, bright, and there is a light coming out of his hands, shining onto it. And it's his left hand, it's this feminine. Left side is feminine, right? The right side is masculine. Wow, beautiful. And where it's going? Okay, so here you are, another king, the King of Wands, so that you can take action. I put rebirth above, right? Alone, because she came alone, this card. And then I put these 4 underneath. There is a huge liberation happening so that you can act and not think like you think a lot. A lot with your thoughts, so that you can now take absolute action. Now, when I put these cards, this is happening. Right? So you can see this rebirth, this new part of you is understanding a very deep spiritual cycle, right? Is understanding life is cyclical. Like a year after year, we have to begin again. It's not like it keeps forward. We need to go back again, right? And this is what the solstice is giving us, right? We have now the equinox. It's the equal day and night on the 20th of March. And we have to understand that from December, where we had the winter solstice, right? We're going to Cancer season, to the summer solstice. And then it's not going forward. It goes back again, and it goes forward again, and it goes back again, right? We think it goes forward, now it goes back again. So the shift of the sun and the shift of, or the earth spinning and the sun stays fixed, right, is giving us an awareness. Right now, where the sun is positioned is giving me the awareness of Pisces. Where the moon is positioning is giving me an awareness of Aquarius. More letting go. Oh my God, I mean, this is steep. You are on a deep, deep transformation. The Hanged Man is the card before Scorpio. It's almost like it's a pre-stage, right? It's almost like saying you did inversions, you went upside down, you worked on this so that you can come out and be absolutely liberated, right? But because it came after, you are understanding in this deep inner knowledge, in this deep inner wisdom, right? It's almost like these cards, look at that. You're understanding the depth in the ocean, the darkness finds the light, and when we're in the light, we find the darkness. It's almost like it's needed. I put this down here. Like I said, right, if there is only white, we have nothing. If there's only black, we have nothing. Black and white together, the gray zone begins to appear, and we are able to see the story unfolding. The contrast is making the story. And to understand that, to deeply physically understand that, is not easy, right? Because it means like we gotta separate ourselves for a moment from this physicalness to be in the light. But only being in the light is not great either. So we are getting through yoga in a state like this, right? Yoga helps us, and meditation, of course, helps us to bring an awareness to this consciousness. Huh? No. I feel there is a huge transformation happening, and where is it bringing you, right? So I'm having here another few cards, and I use it, and that's it. So I'm ending here. The Empress. So you're here to help the world become a better place, my dear Aquarius. So it's very important that you accept this challenge and bring consciousness back to the ocean, to the cycle of the moon, right? The moon is in your sign, to the world, right? So that we can celebrate again. This is a Sagittarius. Here's, by the way, a Leo, right? This is a Leo. So you have a Scorpio, you have a Taurus, you have a Leo, and you have a Sagittarius beating the drums, finding stability in this search for consciousness, right? Sagittarius is about experiencing this world again. So here you are wanting to enjoy yourself. It's almost like you're pregnant, right? You could be pregnant, or you could have the desire to wanting to be pregnant after you went through all of that. And then you are beating the drums and wanting to shout to the world, hey, listen everybody, I'm pregnant and I want to enjoy myself. That is bringing you now, of course, to a clear thought, to that sort, to that one new perspective, right, that you love to study on, that you love to go deep within on. And then again, there's a stability, a financial stability. The 4 is always connected to Tiferet on the Tree of Life, right? Because right now, so far, you only had one card that is about typical life doing, and it's 7, and the 7 is Netzach, right? Netzach is victory, is a higher spirituality. Like I said, a higher spirituality in your meditation, right? And the 4, sorry, it's not Netzach. This is Netzach, this is Netzach, a higher spirituality. And 4 is Chesed, is the square, is a perfection, is a stability, is solid. So you're financially solid, right? The thing is, you got this idea, and you can see, oh my God, the Tower. You see how this is almost like a turban, and you're holding this thought clearly in your head. It's almost like you like, okay, I got this thought, I got it in your meditation. Now you're holding on to, right, and wanting to go to the next level. And then the Tower is coming in. But the Tower is again saying, don't hold on to it. Don't hold on. Always let go. Learn to truly let go. You know, then you want to hold on again to this one thought. And it's like, no. And that's why she's holding this turban. It's almost like you are here to be bound again. And no, it says no. Only love. Only hold on to love. Never hold on to money. Money is an energy that needs to flow. Exactly. And look, it's Taurus. Money is when you understand money, when you understand a higher spiritual level. Money is part of the system. Money is part of Saturn in Taurus, is taking care of it, but not be attached of it, because Netzach, the 7, is a higher spiritual awareness. And then you can sit here. You don't need to worry. You don't need to hold on to this thinking and making the next, okay, I need to make the money and so I can hold on to it. No, you gotta let it go all the time. It's crashing down. It's liberating. It's 4 butterflies. It's 4 coins. It's 4 wands. You see that? So then you can sit here in a chair that has 4 legs and know that you have the money, know that you have the resources, but you gotta constantly relook, recharge, reconnect to this energy. Again and again, letting go, again and again, liberate, again and again, free yourself, right? Don't hold on. This is where we're heading. What's at the bottom of the deck? Oh, wow, look at that. We had in the German reading as well Gemini. So the story is that you let go, that you spiritually meditate on letting go. Again, a next round, right? You already let go. So here it's like, okay, when you hold on, this is happening, and this, for me, is the second stage from the devil. The devil is the first stage, is that material stage, is that holding on, because for Sun in Capricorn, holding on to the money. And this second stage, before the first stage, is Capricorn, Sun in Capricorn, right? So here you're holding on to a physicalness. And then the second stage, after the devil comes the Tower, is saying, no, let go, break open. But for me, the second stage is not only the Tower where the crown, right, the crown, the 7, is falling down, which is also for me, this is when Corona happened, and saying, let go of your crown, let go, open your higher consciousness, open your 7, the Netzach, the higher spiritual awareness. So here, with love, the lightning is striking down, but it's actually also an orgasm, right? Because is the second stage is connected to the second chakra, so this orgasmic opening is bringing you to a love within you, or of course to a Gemini where you find a true soulmate. I always see first find the soulmate within you. Now, when we look, right, or the soulmate could also be a Taurus, right? Look at the description box with the dates, because sometimes Taurus can also have Gemini energy, right? So it's kind of could also be that Taurus, has Gemini energy in it, right? Have a look at the dates, right? But overall, you are understanding. Wow, you're understanding a lot. You're understanding a deep, deep, deep connection to you is about attending the 7, is about attending the materialness. Never hold on to, right? Never get stuck in this like, okay, Sun in Capricorn, I need to hold on to, because then this happens. But also understanding that the crashing down of this lightning is this orgasmic state within us in the meditation, freeing yourself. Now, when you look at this card and you turn it around, and you see what's underneath, turn it around, because she's putting her head down, and she did an oxymoron here as well, right? The woman always is dark, but she has dark hair. The man, is always light, but he has light hair. You see that? How she beautifully transferred that. And usually you would be like, okay, she should be like this, right? The head down, letting go of that too much thinking. And of course, you are in this union. It could be, of course, a union that you have with a Taurus, because Taurus has the court card and the major arcana out. and it's connected to Venus. And we also have, of course, the Empress, right? So there could be, of course, a Taurus in your life where you find a deep, deep soulmate connection, which is good because it's very grounded, right? It's very earthy. You need that. You up there flying around. And this happiness, right? The Nine of Cups, very beautiful. As you can see, it's Jupiter in Pisces, and of course, the sun is shining onto Pisces, is looking into the subconscious. And of course, if you don't have a partner, then you find this deep, deep love within you, this deep, deep happiness within you. Wow, wow, wow. Cool, cool, cool. Very cool. Do I need a clarification here? One. I just want to know what created the death, the rebirth card. This is usually police or fire, or someone is sick, right? So I just want to know, what did you go through? What was this rebirth, death card, Scorpio card bringing, or what created that? Okay, one card flew out. Two of Wands, adventure, searching, and the two is Chokmah, is searching for wisdom, right? Is the father, is duality, polarity, where the physical and the female come together, where black and white are needed to understand, where the two birds in your card, the Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. And Mars in Aries is about adventure, is about going. And you did say, I want to be in this adventure. And at the bottom of the card, oh my God, you manifested this. The Magician before that. You see that? Wow. Wow. You clearly are spiritually moving to another level. You created this. You created all of this. You manifested in your meditation all of this and said, okay, this is what I want. This is how I want it, right? Maybe not all the details, but approximately, right? So you have here clear, strong, empowered energy. That's why you also have, of course, this synchronicity with the dots going up. Now, she also has dots that connect. You see that? Here. The dots go over, from the hand over to her head, up into this enlightening. Let's see the dots here. See them? Let's see the dots here. You see that? Dots connecting. The dots connecting. Wow, right? You can see she clearly gave us, or is giving us, a message also through the dots. You see that? Again, dots and dots. Okay. That being said, you clearly created the dots. The dots are here for you to understand the further manifestation, the going deeper within. The letting go is not a letting go. The releasing the soul is not a death. It's a transformation into another dimension, into a next round of going deeper within, of getting the message from the grandmother and from the grandfather. Sorry. Here he is, the grandfather, right? Is clearly getting the information through the star. You're getting the information by letting go the star. You have the magician. You understand very clearly what is happening right now in this world, and you are able to let go. You are able to release, right? You are able to see the message. And of course also here, right? You are able to see and give now the story to the next generation, because if you are pregnant, that's what you're going to do. You're going to share the message. Maybe that's why you're also holding on to the financial, right? So it's not a negative holding on. Nevertheless, up in her head, there is this clear thinking. So this turban and this turban is making you understand, okay, I'm gonna go and reach further to an understanding, right, in all of what is happening in this world. Very clearly, right? There's a shift happening, and you understand the shift, right? Powerful, 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 beautiful. That's your reading. I don't want to go further, right? Otherwise, it's diluting the message. Sometimes it's like, bam, here it is. Keep meditating, right? Because you're manifesting. Keep meditating. Keep staying in this place of, right? Because he is making a decision of what kind of seed he is attending, right? The fool is the seed without having any direction. He gives direction to the seed. That's why he's a magician. Wow, 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 wow. Powerful, powerful message, right? Meditate, look into it, take one, take all, see what you want to keep, see what you want to go further, right? When you go sometimes further, you're like, okay, where can I go, right? And of course, just also take sometimes a little bit those who are a little bit negative, and, you know, understand maybe it's because you are pregnant, because you want to tell the story to the next generation. Thank you so much for being part of this group, of this energy, being part of doing the work in this world. We need more shapeshifters, we need more magicians, we need more teachers that inspire instead of teaching. Thank you so much for watching. I see you in the next reading. Namaste.